So just to give you an idea of the lay of the land, our farm is this area right here, this whole section. It's 30 acres and it runs along Carrot Creek Road. It actually has this little corner here. We own both corners of Highway 11, which is right here. This is the state park. Table Rock, the mountain, is right here. This is Lake Uloy. This is Back Park Road, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with that overlook that everybody stops at to take photos of Table Rock, but that's it right there. So yeah, we have a pretty iconic location. Again, trying to develop this into something that the community will really love for generations to come. The site for the building is right about here, and it overlooks then the T field straight to the mountain over here. This is our current processing space. It's only 24 by 24. You can see that it's jam-packed with all kinds of tea machinery. We actually have in storage larger versions of all of these machines. So something great for the students dealing with workflow of an actual production space. That's going to be on the bottom portion of this building that we're proposing. So you can see we've maxed this space out for sure, get the most out of it, but that'll give you an idea of machinery. So we're talking about 3-phase power, we're talking about OSHA standards and all of that good stuff. This is our commercial greenhouse. It is 48 by 72. It was specially designed for growing tea. We worked with some engineers at Farm Tech in Iowa to design this. It's all passive, so it's got a self-venting system. And we run about 15 to 20,000 tea plants a year out of this greenhouse. We've got a special germination section and all of that. We are a retail licensed South Carolina retail greenhouse as well, so we do sell plants. We also do internships here for horticulture majors and that kind of thing. This is Lazarus Field. It's one of our several tea fields that we have on the property. You can kind of see that we do grow some under the shade, and it's along the road as well in spots so that people can see it as they drive up. Again, agritourism, big part of our business. So we have about 9 acres of tea under cultivation. The property is 30 acres, and we expect to probably have about 18 to 20 under tea when it's all said and done. As far as the overall site goes, this is a private drive that goes from Carrot Creek Road all the way up, and it will go around all the way to where you see that pole. It'll circle around the property and come out as a big loop. So that's the traffic pattern. Again, we expect to see about 100,000 plus visitors a year here. As we come up the lane to this crossroad, we'll have it so that you'll get bus and semi traffic going around, and then car traffic going up here. That'll veer off, and you can either go to what we're building right now, which is the museum and store and visitor center, and then over here will be the site for the facility that we're proposing. Coming further up the lane, there's another roundabout where people again can head to the left. This will be that museum facility. There's parking down the hill. You can't quite see it from there. And then this being the building site for what we're calling the cafe, bakery, and production facility. So that's the main part that we're talking about today. This is the view from the actual proposed site. Obviously, Table Rock Mountain is in the back. Highway 11 runs right there. So that line of trees is Highway 11. That is one of the tea fields that was newly planted, so that will all be tea overlooking the mountain. So yeah, pretty amazing views from that cafe. This will be a quick overview of the Real American Tea Museum. This is something that is unique to tea, and not just in the United States, but in the world. We're one of the leading experts, of course, here in the US on growing tea, and so this will be a space devoted to the history of US tea production. We're working on that right now. Hope to have it finished construction-wise by the end of the year. Parking down here for about 25 cars, 2 buses, and some handicap spots. This isn't something that the students will be working on for this proposal. This is what we're currently doing. I'll just peek in here really quick, but this is an old barn that they're letting us keep the exposed beams, and we've got all kinds of antique tea processing equipment that'll be featured in here. This is where we'll do our tours. It'll be where we'll have a storefront over here, and this space is going to be a farmer's market, a covered farmer's market in here for about 5 or 6 vendors. And sorry for the motion sickness there. And then back here they are just starting this week to build a bathroom addition for ADA bathrooms and a picnic area and all of that. So yes, a very iconic space. This will all be cleaned up, and all of it will be matching, and it'll look very much like a mountain feel. So again, trying to preserve the flavor of the area as we do this. I'll take you now on a walk around of the current site. This was a home that was built, I believe, in the late 70s, early 80s. It's about 1,400 square feet, and it's a walkout basement. So as far as elevations go, there are 2 options that we're considering. One is, do we renovate? And 2, do we just tear it down and start new? So that might be an interesting proposal for the students. Again, considering that it has to be FDA, USDA, all of that, and we're expecting 100,000 people. So, you know, we have to do a commercial kitchen. What we're looking at is basically wanting to do a 5,000 square foot footprint, with the bottom level being a pretty open space for production. So all of those machines to actually process and produce and manufacture tea. Probably even make it such that there would be some kind of way for visitors to observe the process. Think Krispy Kreme donuts looking through the window, that kind of deal. And then the upper level, we would want to be the cafe part and bakery, potential restaurant maybe in the future, to serve light fare, but want to really capture those views, you know, and have it so that pretty much wherever you sit, you're gonna be able to see the mountain. So that's something to consider. There is a moratorium on construction on Highway 11. We're one of only 8 businesses on Highway 11 in Pickens County, and so the county is looking at design restrictions as far as making things fit the mountain feel, you know. So they're really looking heavily at that to try to preserve this iconic corridor. So there'll be a lot of design elements that'll need to come into play. Of course, we're talking about a pretty good amount of power requirements, you know, 3-phase power, and everything for commercial kitchen, but not just that, but also, you know, a processing facility down below. So I think by the time we deal with the agritourism component and the actual agriculture and processing component, it's going to be a really neat challenge for the students, because it's something that that's a real life thing with a lot of moving parts that have to integrate together into one cohesive whole. But there's also no pressure. We do not have any kind of deadline or anything like that. We just really want the students to be creative. We have a list of things that we wanted to see as far as being incorporated into the design, but other than that, they've really got free rein to let their imaginations run wild. I think it's a perfect project for everybody. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully we can work together.